This iron door that you see protects the deepest tunnel that went into the ground. This door is called the Gate of Hell. The events and discoveries that occurred in the Kola drilling project in the former Soviet Union and the territory of current Turkmenistan will amaze you. Why have they named this door the Gate of Hell? In 1971, a huge pit with a diameter of 70 meters was discovered in the territory of Turkmenistan. A huge pit where there was no information about how it was created. In 1989, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, thousands of secret KGB documents were leaked and examined by the superpowers. One of these top-secret documents was related to the Hell's Gate project. The information in the case was surprising that it attracted the attention of the media. In May 1970, the project to explore the depth of the Earth was launched by the Soviet government and scientists. The purpose of this project took a difference from after the discovery of the amazing pit in the Kola Peninsula because the scientists were determined to find out how this pit was formed and they intended to examine the crust. They dig the ground as far as their facilities allowed and penetrate deep into it. First of all, it should be said that in addition to scientific and research discoveries and unimaginable information came out of this project. This information made this project stand out from other scientific exploration projects. A few years before the Soviet Union, the United States also started such a drilling operation, but it was never written or talked about as much as the Kola project. During this project, more than 3,000 workers were working. Apart from the government, a range of private elites and scientists and doctors were following the top-secret news of the project. The first goal of the project was to reach a depth of 15,000 meters. Was it possible for humanity to reach this depth for the first time? In those years, the United States of America had put the research and discovery of unknown space around the planets on its agenda. On the other hand, the Soviet Union, which saw itself as the winner of the space race with the United States, decided to investigate the Earth and its depth instead of the skies in the next phase of its research. The Russians believed that by researching the depth of the Earth, they could discover valuable information from the beginning of the universe. Soviet drilling gave very favorable results. In 1979, it reached the depth of the Bertha Rogers drilling in America, i.e. 9,538 meters. In 1938, they went much farther than reached a depth of 12,000 meters. But the lower they went, the more problems they faced. In 1984, all their efforts failed when the drill bits were damaged at the depth of 12 kilometers, and a one-year hiatus was the result. In this period, they expanded their studies to find a basic solution for the loss of drills at that depth. For this reason, after 1 year, they returned to the depth of 7,000 meters and started digging again from a new coordinate. In 1989, the drill reached a depth of 12,262 meters. But there was a problem. The temperature at this depth was unimaginable for scientists and shocked them. The temperature exceeded 118 degrees Celsius until the project was completely stopped again in 1992. This is not all the information that is available to everyone, because the governments do not share all the information with the people and are trying to keep such information secret. No doubt the information of this project is not excluded from other top-secret projects and most its information remained confidential. all the information extracted and the reports prepared in this project were classified as top-secret documents of the Soviet government. But the main question is, why should the information of drilling a well deep in the ground be hidden from the people and a seal of secrecy should be placed on it? According to the documents discovered from the KGB after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the reason for stopping this project at the depth of 12,000 meters was not a technical problem, but some secret reasons. But the truth was that when the drill tried to pass through the depth of 12,000 meters, it suddenly entered a dislocation space and the drills were rotating without hitting a surface. Taking out the drills, they realized that the drills were melted and inside the drill hole, a lot of heat was felt and strange sounds were heard. When they sent the thermometer deep into the earth, scientists were shocked to see the temperature, which was about 1,200 degrees Celsius. Of course, this temperature was the level that it showed before it melted. In fact, the amount of heat there could not be measured with the tools available to scientists. Experts were confused because this temperature was several times different from their prediction. Considering the degree of 2,000 degrees of magma, the presence of this level of temperature at this depth was unacceptable and unbelievable. One of the greatest geologists in history, named Dr. Dmitry Osmakov, who was present in this project, writes about this incident as follows. The drills suddenly start spinning like crazy. This indicated that either the drills were lost or entered an unimaginable cavity when we measured the temperature before the thermometer melted. The temperature was unpredictable, and they showed us what we believe, that is, something around 1,200 degrees Celsius, as if there is a hell in that depth. Scientists insist on continuing the project, but a secret group wanted to stop the project. With the existing disagreements, the government finally ordered the continuing of the project. But now solutions had to be found to go deeper because the tools and drilling facilities that they had until then did not allow the project to continue. Dr. Azakov requests the government to provide them with high-temperature resistant wire and microphones that are used in spaceships to withstand the atmospheric heat. Of course, they knew that these equipments can also withstand this amount. It doesn't have heat, but scientists' passion for discovery made them continue. They predict that even if they can record and analyze a part of it, they have taken a step forward. The scientists were equipped and a resistant microphone was provided to them. They sent the microphone to depth of 12,262 meters. After an hour and 12 minutes, the microphone reached the end of the hole. But what was heard from the speakers surprised all the scientists and researchers. In this audio file, which is claimed to have been leaked from KGB documents, the sounds were recorded at the depth of 12 kilometers from the ground. The screams and screams of people can be clearly heard. After hearing this audio file, many called the world's deepest hole the Gate of Hell. Regarding this sound, Dr. Azakov writes, "For further investigation, we sent the special microphones that was designed and built deep into the hole. But instead of the plates under the shaft, We recorded the noise of screams of people, which may be due to air pressure or technical problems. Such sound are produced and recorded, but with subsequent tests, we came to the conclusion that this is not the case. All the scientists, including Azakov, were eager to know what was in the depth of that well. Accordingly, by sending the recorded audio files to the senior official, they asked the government for advanced camera to record the image there is well. After the required permissions, rugged cameras were provided to Azakov. Finally, the observing camera was sent into the hole. This is the image captured by the scientists of the Hell Gate project. The camera was slowly approaching the end of the hole. Everyone was waiting for these minutes to pass quickly, and the camera would record what it sees for them. The camera reaches the end of the hole and records this image. This image caused the government to immediately issue an order to stop the project. The only people who saw this image were Dr. Azakov and his assistants and those who ordered the objects to be stopped. The Soviet Communist regime, which considered religious beliefs to be in conflict with science, ordered the destruction of most of these documents, and only a small part of it was kept for research projects in top-secret documents. Dr. Azakov and his assistants were threatened by the KGB not to disclose information about this project. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the documents related to Hell's Gate become accessible only to a limited group. Many believed that these sounds and exciting documents indicate the hell that is hidden under the earth. Are these documents related to the underworld that the ancient Greeks called Hades, the god of hell?